Yeah, Monte Carlo rally is definitely an important for me. It feels like my home rally, and especially this year there was a stages very close to my parents' area, so to my childhood area. So I will be, of course, very happy to be performing there, and for sure there will be a lot of expectation. But Monte Carlo rally is always a big challenge with a very difficult condition. So it's a tricky one, but I like it. I like this challenge, and that's why we are working quite hard now to try to be as much ready as we can. The tires is always a key of performance. That's the last link between the cars and the road. So that makes, of course, a big influence on the performance. So in Monte Carlo, where the conditions are changing a lot, it's always important to try to have the best compromise. So yeah, that's why we are trying basically almost all the tires and in every condition, and just try to estimate, of course, where they are the most performance, how they can lose when they are not in the best place for them, and then try to make the best calculation during the rally to fit the right one. It's no real importance to. Myself, I think that I have nothing at all to prove against him. That's just an interesting challenge again. That is him for sure. I expect him to be competitive like ever. Even if he had a year off, he was still in competition somewhere else. So I'm sure he will be back quite strong. So yeah, it's just interesting for the race. But to be honest, I don't feel any pressure, extra pressure with that, and it's just yeah, a bit more competition.
The big change since last year is obviously that we're running a pedal shift system. This is like a semi-automatic gear shift system. Before we had to explain a bit, before we had a big lever in the car that the driver had to pull, and now he has a very simple switch behind the wheel that he can shift the gear with. And might not seem a big change, but for the driver this is much more comfortable and much more easier to change gear. This is a big area, and the other things that we've been doing some general development on the car to improve things, to optimize things, to make things lighter, to make the balance of the car a little bit better. But in general, our last year's car was obviously very good, so it's getting more and more difficult to find areas to improve it. Yeah, there's two things in Monte Carlo. The first thing is the tire, and we have more tire options than we normally have in asphalt rallies. We have some winter tires for snow conditions. We even have winter tires with little spikes in it to get even grip when the roads are icy. So the first job on a test like this is to understand the tires that we have for the rally, and we do some time comparisons. For the setup of the car, you're basically working to get a car that is easy to drive, that is predictable, and is working in many different conditions. So you could have on a stage that you start on reasonably dry or humid tarmac and then have 10 centimeters of snow, and this is all in one stage on the same setup. So you can understand the setup needs to be a compromise basically. Well, this morning, for example, we've been doing a lot of tire comparisons on this road surface. So we have humid to wet conditions today, a little bit of greasy mud in the corners, and then we see it's different condition than yesterday, where we are drying condition, and then we see how all the tires react to that condition and which is the best tire. This is valuable information for the rally, so during the rally, when we get the weather prediction, we know which tire to choose and which is the best tire for that stage. Well, I don't think there's any rally engineer that will say they always have it 100% right. Again, it's also a bit of a compromise. Sometimes we use two different types of tire on the car in the stage just to have a mix of both. But it's very difficult, it's very stressful, and you never have enough information. Basically, we have a couple of meteo crews on the stages that will tell us the conditions where they are standing, but obviously it could be snow just around the corner and you don't know about it. So it's very difficult.
Can you give me data activities to credit?
I think it's the grabber position, much higher than yesterday. It's left where I always doing a lot that we can keep. And it's just from two plastic and okay. Yeah. I was also thinking the tire set. Maybe you will change the tire wear more on the middle, but other than that, I'm not sure. En haut, maintenant c'est en haut. Ouais, ouais. La fin est oui là-bas, c'est rapide à faut demander. Je dirais ça là. D'ailleurs j'ai regardé. Je mets 20 secondes. Clairement, ça va?
Monsieur Seb,
Tu fais l'autographe?
s'il te plaît.
Voilà, bon. À l'heure. Allez.